Hello and welcome. My name is Jessica Gem. Quick warning for flashing lights and eye strain. There's somehow even more than usual in this one. Spider-Man Across the Spiderverse. The sequel to Into the Spiderverse, it's another cinematic and artistic masterpiece. These two movies have inspired countless artists to depict the amazing and endearing characters in their own style, or try to capture one of the many styles showcased in the creativity of the animation crew. As you can see, I am one such artist. I've been wanting to do a piece for this movie since I first saw it, but just recently, the perfect opportunity presented itself. I asked my sister what she wanted for her birthday, and she said that if I drew Spider-Punk in his style, she'd be forever grateful. Well, I can't pass that up now, can I? The style that he's done in is very crazy. Super hectic, colorful, messy, eclectic, all the words to describe this sort of look. It kinda reminds me of a scrapbook. So to begin figuring out what the heck I was even dealing with, I started with just a simple sketch of Spider-Punk's true identity, Hobie. It was really fun depicting its facial features because they're very different from what I normally do with faces. Maybe this will inspire me to push them further? Anyways, once I had that, I also did a quick coloring test, just randomly picking similar colors to a few different screenshots. I also did a rough of his outfit, another pose, and a few nonsense scribbles to finish off the page. After that, I took a more thorough look at the actual colors used. I did this by just grabbing a bunch of screen caps and color selecting from them, marking on a color wheel where they were to see if I could find patterns in the saturation and brightness. There was indeed a pattern, as many of the highly poppy and standout colors ended up in this third of the wheel. I'll be taking what I've found out about the colors into my final piece using these as reference. Speaking of the final piece, I still need a few more things to pull it together. Very important things actually, the pose and composition. But before that, I have to have both of the characters I'll be drawing today. That's right, it's time to insert my sister into the drawing. I have a tendency to do this, so your spider sense must have been tingling. For her design, I decided to go with the theme of a wolf spider. Both because it's actually a type of spider, but also because she really likes wolves, animals, and anthro characters in general. I gave her 2 sets of eyes to give a nod to Spider's 8, but I wasn't going to fit them all on here. And I also designed the front of the mask to double as a wolf muzzle, and the spider's little mouth bits, which are apparently called chelicerae? Of course, I'm going to add ears and a tail because visual interest and cute. I referenced some of her other characters as well as how she likes to dress to get this cool stripe motif, which also matches the stripes on a wolf spider's legs, as well as the very elegant color palette of red, her favorite color, white, and black, with touches of gold to add additional detail and flair. I did a couple quick thumbnail sketches to try out some different compositions, and unlike what I usually end up doing, I actually chose one of the ones that was not my original idea. I think all of them are really cool, but this one felt the strongest choice for now. Maybe I should use one of the others for my own Spider-Sona? Let me know if you'd be interested in that. Once I confirmed with a fellow artist that this was the best option, I moved forward with the full piece in a separate file, beginning with getting the pose down again, except I liked my thumb sketch better, so I just pulled that in and went from there. For the second round of sketching, I added the clothes and set the poses a bit more. I tried a couple different placements for the text, and I ended up choosing the straight across the top later. Maybe not the most fun, but it was the one that fit the best. I also did a version without the masks, but I didn't end up using those because, well, honestly, I ran out of time and also just didn't feel like it. So there. Next up is the colored outline thingies. I wasn't sure how I wanted to line it yet, so I tried that first, and I did end up using them on top of this rough textured brush that I did a super fun messy line art with. Man, I love messy lines. I filled them in and rechecked the anatomy, and I noticed that I had super stylized Hobie but stuck more with semi-realistic shape for Wolf, so I adjusted her a bit to fit them together. Ugh, instruments. I did them in a neat way that definitely wasn't because I didn't want to do them properly. To do the colors, I just dropped right from the studies that I had done earlier, putting each color from his design in the corresponding place in hers. I went with the weirdest color palette first so that I wouldn't give up if the other ones turned out well. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, because of the animation style of Spider-Punk, how he changes colors and cutouts and things every other frame, I decided to do 3 versions to make a GIF to swap between them. Yes, I was up until an hour before posting again to get this done. Yes, I keep doing that to myself, and yes, it is very stupid of me. What's new? The first was this bright odd one, the next one with the more traditional colors with some of the crazy background stuff, which was super fun and I think it looks dope, and then the last is the one where it goes grayscale with the text, but I also added a red and gold to make this one her colors. If she actually wants to print it out, she has options now. I am so happy with how they turned out. I really got into the zone for these, and I really hope she likes them. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you stuck with me. If you enjoyed this video, please grant me a like, and if you'd like to see some more of my art, subscribe to join me. That's all for now, so farewell and have a wonderful day.